Will you please welcome the Sheetrockers with Angela? Everyone give her a round of applause. And the Sheetrockers.
These are the sheets, and that's the rock. You know. So we had an interesting time at Central Park last Sunday, where I was standing there absolutely naked under a cape, my boots and my gloves on, with a feather boa tied around my waist, nothing on underneath, for the police for 3.5 hours and to fix them. And I lasted longer than they did, and it was cold. It was great. Yes. So if I don't get arrested for what I'm going to do to these motherfuckers on Sunday, really we got a good country happening. I'm breaking out my hat, my police issue windbreaker, both authentic, leather hot pants, leather thigh highs, and light my tits on fire and do this fucking poem, which I wrote about last Sunday. This is called Cop Stock versus Sheetrock. Reading my poetry in this old band shell on Poets Walk in Central Park is all the rage. Naked for the cops after a few beers, going out back to piss all over Summer Stage. Lost my blue notebook in the Cedar Tavern, so they sealed the door behind me, and I've ascended all my angels. The cops all agreed I was so shit-faced, fucked up, I was scary. I can give you my poetry, gentlemen, my endless threads of truth. Certainly longer than you can take it. So hold your little standoff with this naked poet on naked artist on Poets Walk. I'm glowing all over you tonight with vicious visions strung on Christmas lights. I'm your contact high without permission, while the sheets that got me rocking are still stuck in the hollows of my back teeth. I'm your laughing, hysterical, joyous, wild child prodigy. There's so many poetic distractions in this town, trying to look at everything at once without moving your eyes. The secret is to see it all without ever having to peek. Lost my blue book full of new poems, flung it at the universe that came back to me in many blue uniforms. Tossed out my garnets and gold from my ears to the cosmos, and they came back in shapes of a man, a boy, a dog, and a muse with a taper bottle to drink from. And I'm going to the park tonight to throw myself at the heavens, into this music, anxiously waiting to see how it all fits at last. Curious about what comes back tonight into me. I banged this one out the other night. It's called Pineapple Moon. It's weird because it's the first time I've ever heard this one and that one out loud.
World premieres, folks.
No, yes, I'm a glutton for punishment, so make sure. It's called Pineapple Moon. Well, actually, this poem is about taking a pineapple to the park and cutting it up on the pavement with a knife and just eating it, like, and looking at the moon. You know, because I didn't want to do it at home. It's called Pineapple Moon. It's not about killing somebody, because it kind of sounds like it. There's laughter, smoke, and gritty graphite in this fuzzy halo embracing a fragrant full moon tonight. I'm just too far away to simply wander back home. Maybe I just bring a really sharp knife to the park and carve up this sweet pineapple moon tonight. Stretching shadows with shiny threads of clear bluish starlight. Determined to seek out these richnesses of spirit which in true irony are destined to keep us poor. Singing obscure melodies, open mouthed as wild leaf flowers, singing obscure melodies to the wind. Silently curving as snow or sand. I'm gonna roll around on cold stone of New York, swimming in my landlocked memories of prairie grasses, yellow under early snows, till juices flow wet and sticky. Follow beauty at her every whim, under this pineapple moon. called persistent construction. Where is your red hot heart when your risk is empty? Locked up in a box to sleep under your own bed. Shifting armies of ghosts where soothing familiar faces of families, guardians to whom I drag my bag of stones home for march in sync. Wishing away these storms in me I hoped I'd long forgotten. You know that feeling of wind making streamers and ribbons from your wildly fine hair, stars shooting mirrors from your own bright eyes, then being shamed and forced into swallowing it all down hard, to become silent and invisible, and just forget it as if you were mistaken or dreaming or just wrong, as usual. To let go on purpose, life's persistent construction. And you really shouldn't bother strange women on the train. I can easily take the spoon from my mouth, crutch from my side, beat you with my weakness and scoop out your brain. While it's raining my tears and pissing my pain from this flashing sky. So I've made an entrance, so it's up to you to hold up the knife. I'm only turning around to say goodbye. After all, it's really just so much stone. I'll do one more, if that's okay. It's called Lost My Head in Times Square. I was driving around Times Square with a friend of mine. This great car. It was a '88 Mustang GTO, and we were just flying around Times Square, stoned out of our heads with the top down in the rain. Really good time. It's called Lost My Head in Times Square. This dull ache of a small but smashed bone calls the echoing, unforgiving tune. My merely unconscious cold. Why must I be a travesty, afraid of conscious courageousness and weakness? As one seemingly great idea after another at the time. Broken finger riding hard, this leather stick shift, blind agony and fond ecstasy. Why is human nature such a wild, stormy, crazy woman? Why is my sinful bliss and languid righteousness rolling over each other into one? And the voice just gets softer with smoke and flowers, running all the way home on a train, so leave me alone, writing poetry in the street on one knee. Waiting to hear your wild, loud guitar just come dancing, dancing all over me. Now the floor is pedal and shingles shifting, shuffling, strobing like mad, while my hips gently swaying to your imagined fantasy music playing loud in my head. Tonight we got Tennessee plays from Dyer County on the car with our deadly New York aim. And I've got to cut myself loose into this night and scream out for all my serenade of poetry. Aimless is beauty and integrity. While early winter Times Square lights can warm this chilled spirit so brightly on this frantically urgent Friday night. This cool bucking holding in. My finger aches from writing in this cold while sled slides like night lightning through this neon. Fly forever through this blissfully endless slick hallucinatory snow as I light another imaginary last cigarette at the train station. And my instant ride appears with such amazing loyalty. I'm a bulbous knot underneath this bandage where my pretty walker used to be. I'm meandering home just to let myself go on 3 trains. And there's this clock that tells no time, and there's no friggin' bank NFB there on the corner of 72nd Street in Amsterdam. And I'm drawn to entertain the frustration of not getting sold when you're just much too hungry. You know, you lunge and spite much too dangerously, and indignant and righteous when you reveal and unveil such obvious weakness of existential pain, while it all looks so much smaller and less important in this black and white typewriter ink. I'm writing poetry tonight in the old lion's head where spooky juices of poems come oozing freely through the walls. But I've been such a bitch. Always one shade off between turquoise and aquamarine, making scruffy, broken bone poet deadly aim with a cigarette butt. Empty to your open arms, refusing your yellowing fields every plea to please come in from the cold. Do you recognize the smell of iodine, scent of fresh new pennies rotting in rain? So where are your would-be heroes and their fiercely clinging vines? Last of all, my softest of smoke-hushed voices. in my softest of smoked hush voices, I escape into forgetting myself, half singing aloud to a lusty cycle. Howdy, boys, it's been a long day. And once again, I'm writing out of paper all over my hands, tattooing myself in Times Square. Thank you.
That was Angela and the Sheetrockers. Or the Sheetrockers and Angela. I mean, there's really only one Sheetrocker, but we're all Sheetrockers when it comes down to
Sheetrocker is a Sheetrocky.
That's right.